Gonna walk through the Sea Ray SLX 270. It's a 28.5-foot boat. When it's full of gas and full of water, it weighs close to 8,000 pounds. It's an impressive boat. I've owned it for 2 years. Let me show you how I use the boat in a day-to-day way. So, upon entering the boat, you have a spray nozzle on the back. It's great for washing the dog off, washing your shoes off, making sure your guests are clean before they get on. You've got a control center in the back here. So control center for the radio. And you have the gas. On the other side, you have the head pump out. One sec. You have the head pump out as well as the water intake. It holds, I think it holds close to 21 gallons of water, 100 gallons of gas. Really get you anywhere you want to go. Tons of storage. These lockers flip up, and you have some. You can keep your wet shoes, wet stuff in there. There's a drain in the bottom, and then on the other side, this is where your sun deck flips up. So you can flip up this piece and have a full length lounger on the back of the boat. So flip that back up so I can come through. And it's an easy access walk-through system. It's quite roomy and easy for guests to get on, especially if you're on a dock. You just walk on the back and no real fuss or muss. This is tricky. When I first owned the boat, the ability to turn on the power, you can have one battery, two batteries, or both, or one battery, one battery two, or both. So you can select that there. Rockford Fosgate system, including an amp and a subwoofer. You have a storage for all of your bumpers. This is where I keep all my tools for the boat. Plenty of space. These things pop up, even easier access. On the left-hand side here, I found this very convenient too. There's a step up, so when you're getting on and off from the dock, it's even better. You don't have to cross over the seats or walk over the back. You've got a fully functional fridge. It doesn't use much power, and it certainly keeps everything cool. Up top, you have a fully functioning faucet. Keep your hands clean. Drink holders everywhere. It's ready really to enjoy. So then you have these seats, this captain chair seats. One of the best features on these is that you can, if you want to stand, you can easily pop these up. They also underneath the seat there's some controls that allow you to pivot and swivel and go front back, so you can turn around and you can enjoy your guests. There's also a place for a table in the middle in the back here as well as in the front, and those tables easily stow in this other storage compartment. This door here works as a windshield, so if you're on a rough day, close that up and your guests will be warm and dry. So this is additional storage. You have the pulls for the tables. You have the two tables back there. I have a vacuum cleaner, portable vacuum cleaner here as well. You've got your VHF radio. You have your Rockford Fosgate amp, and then this is where you can pull this down and all of your fuses and easy access to your dash for any type of repair or electrical. There's you also have a handset extension of the VHFs, so you can just work that from the cockpit. So that's the other features I'd share is you have radio here. It's works with your iPad or iPod. Also takes CDs. You have a control here, and then the one on the back. The other very convenient feature is this head, and just open this this area, and it's quite easy to use. There's a flushing mechanism here. Just flush it and wait 3 seconds. Let it close back up, and it does this thing. The controls for turning that on and off are in here, and it tells you how full the system is. And it also has a sink, another functioning sink. One of my favorite features about this sink is this comes out and is long enough that you can practically clean the whole entire boat just from that one faucet. So let's go to the front. So you can go up to the bow here. Another convenient feature is all of the flip up seats have this hinge, so you can hinge it up. It stays open. Great for letting things dry or just keeping it hands free. More cup holders. This is the best seat in the house. You have speakers on both sides. It's quite luxurious up here, as well as plenty of room for when you put the table in. You also have, this is where your controls are for your windlass anchor. And there's another faucet here that also is very convenient for cleaning off the bow, cleaning off the windshield if you get into some spray. So let's take the boat for a test drive. All of the lights work. There's of course safety lights, the green red up front. There's docking lights that function almost like headlights. There's an anchor light up top, and then there's lights throughout the whole inside. It's quite enjoyable at night. It's the all LED lit and indirect lighting. It's perfect for hanging out at the dock. So the controls take a little bit to get used to. They're very sensitive. It's electronic throttle, and the engine's a 380 horsepower engine. Let's take a look at the engine for a moment. So there's a hatch lift here, and you just hold the hatch lift open, and the back opens up to it's a V8 8.2 liter Mercury engine. Puts out 380 horsepower. No lack of performance with this boat. This side actually comes out too, and so if you want to push the whole thing back, if you want to jump in there and work, it's quite comfortable. So you have, we'll look at these Coursera. We'll hear these Coursera, I think it's called Coursera exhausts in a minute, but you have the option of pushing the exhaust out these side portals, or it goes out through the back through the motor. You have down below, you have an automatic bilge, and that's just been replaced. Also just replaced the alternator and the starter just recently. That's where your pump out goes, and your all your wastewater. Underneath where I'm standing is where the fresh water is, and I'll mention the storage locker. It's huge. This is a crab trap, and it goes much deeper, so you probably could put 2 crab traps in there, as well as all your gear. The water pump is just behind that wall there, and so you can tell how much water you have. So it holds, I think, 21 gallons of water. Okay, so let's start her up. There's a push to start feature. So if you just turn the key a little bit to the right, and you just hit the start, one of the best sounds. It was a little bit louder because I had the hatch open. So we'll shut the hatch down and you'll see how much quieter it is. So much quieter with the hatch down. I'll also put these pieces back up. So this extends out the back seat. so your guests have more room to lounge. Quite comfortable. Okay, the water pump turns on. You just flip this on, and the water pressure is kicked on. Bilge blower just turns on the bilge fan. The bilge pump is the pump that's underneath the ski rack. The wiper is the only thing on the boat that doesn't work right now, but it does have it. I think it's probably just a fuse. I just haven't followed it through. The through-hole exhaust is a favorite feature. If you turn it on, it sounds you get that muscle car feel as it pushes the exhaust out the sides. You've seen the hatch lift, the anchor. This is to turn on and off the main for the windlass, and then it's just up and down. You have a horn, navigation lights up front, anchor lights up top, cockpit lights inside. The cockpit lights turn on the light for the engine as well as the light for the head. The docking lights are up front, and there is no extra accessories. And then on the far right here, you have your tab controls, which out on Puget Sound is almost essential. So that's the functioning components of the boat. I'll show you some of the gauges, and we'll take her for a test drive. So it's just pull the trigger and push it forward. We'll take her up to 3,200 RPM, and which will take us to about 30 miles an hour, and we'll see how long it takes us to get there. Going 28 miles an hour, no trim. Doing around 3,400 RPM. There's a depth finder here. We're at 85.3 feet here out on Puget Sound off of Vashon and Blake Island. You can turn on the Garmin as well. Turn on the Coursera exhaust. Turn that off. You always have the indicators of your battery, how charged your batteries are, where your trim's at, how much gas you have in the 100-gallon tank, how many RPMs you have. The water temperature and the oil pressure. It's a water-cooled engine, but there is water that's seawater or lake water that's pumped through the system to keep some of the components cool, but not the core engine. And navigation fully functional. And it handles like a dream. They call it a gentleman's roadster, and it is just that. Very responsive, quite easy. I'm driving with one hand. There's opposite rotating propellers, so there's no pull to one side or the other. It just handles quite easily. And when I first bought the boat, I was worried about how going slow for extended periods of time with the engine being the size that it is. But it purrs along, and it doesn't have any problems going at slower speeds. So that's the overview of the boat. Please reach out for any follow-up questions you might have. But it's a fantastic boat. I've loved owning it. It's really just a matter of I want to try my hand at sailing, and I really do hate to give up this boat because it's in such great shape, and we've taken incredible care of it.